You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Welcome to episode 215 of the Rusted Robot Podcast for Sunday, September 16th, 2018.
My name is Optimus Prime.
Hello, I am C-3PO Human Cyborg Relations.
I am Locutus of Borg. Resistance is futile.
You're like a machine underneath, right? But sort of alive outside?
I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue over a metal endoskeleton.
You're not quite, human, are you?
No, sir. I'm an android.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
Counterfeit, facsimile, replica.
We need some sort of robot. Ah, crap! I'm some sort of robot.
What are your prime directives?
Serve the public trust, protect the innocent, uphold the law.
By your command.
Hello again. I'm your host, Sean.
I'm Josh.
Julie. And Kitty. Bing bong.
And here comes Sherry.
Hi, Sherry.
All right.
Let me get your chair.
So, I'm not going to edit this out because this is classic. She came in right at the right time. This is
Classic
perfect.
Sherry.
Classic Sherry.
Always on time. Come and sit close. We are going to be on a podcast together.
We are on a podcast together.
We are?
Currently.
Oh, yay. It hasn't been released yet, though.
No, but it is currently recording.
Yes.
Yes, it is. All right.
Because it is Sunday now. Action-packed podcasting right now.
Yes, that's true. So as you guys listening to this podcast need to know, we are currently in Jump City, the Rusted Robot headquarters, and that's the store that Kitty and Julie own. And Julie, you've been voice clipped on the podcast in previous episodes, but you've never actually been here for a live recording. How does that make you feel?
I feel so important. I'm basically a celebrity all of a sudden. Internet celebrity. They're going to make me a cat, one of those meme cats or something. I betcha.
Yeah? They present you with a golden lol cat?
Yeah, a lol cat.
For those of you who cannot see because you are podcast listening, Julie is wearing thick kitty cat mittens.
They're very comfortable.
For some reason.
Because they're comfortable.
And
And
they're
she's cold.
Warm.
And they make her happy.
Yes.
And that's all that matters. And we have Sherry, who has never actually been on a live recording either, though she has been.
true.
You've been voice clipped.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So this is.
Where are we?
We're at Jump City.
Jump City. Timmins, Ontario, Canada.
Where?
Jump City Comics and Collectibles, Josh?
Where's that?
Right where we're sitting, because this
But
is
where am I?
I
I'm
believe
lost.
It's 38 Pine Street.
south.
North.
North even.
Lower level of the 101 Mall.
Yeah, we're on the north side
Timmins,
now.
Ontario, Canada.
And you know what's kind of weird? Of the five of us, the four of you all work in this building except for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
a slacker, Sean.
Yeah.
I'm not a slacker. I'm a
The odd man
manslaughter.
out.
I'm sure we can find him something to do. Yeah.
You need to change your routes. You're delivering here.
He's the fifth
I
wheel.
could have actually, because we have had a route rebidding thing the other day, and I said no. I'm sticking where I am on 3rd Avenue so I can flirt with the pretty secretaries.
Oh, well, that sounds nice.
Yep.
There's a
But
bunch
you
of pretty
can stop in and
secretaries in here.
Pretty secretaries, pretty store managers.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't want
Okay,
people flirting with me.
all right. So,
You want Sean flirting?
hey now.
I said people. I'm being kind.
Sean, that bus, it came on really fast.
It always does. So we figured out our recording software issues. For the last few episodes, people have been saying, sometimes your audio is really quietly, and I figured it out. I was using an audio splitter to put 2 mics in one jack, but the actual second thing was actually for a headphone and not for 2 microphones, so I messed up. So we're just using this one super duper microphone, and hopefully it's picking everybody up.
Yes, I've been talking into headphones for the last month, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. So when you were talking into that other microphone, it wasn't actually hooked up to anything. This microphone here was picking up you from across the room.
Yeah, this is a very good microphone.
It is a very good microphone. So that's just to show that I'm not very tech savvy sometimes.
It looks like alien technology.
It does kind of look like a tiny spacecraft.
Got a tripod and a little umbrella thing.
Good War of the Worlds reference. I
Yeah,
like it.
yeah,
It's not bad.
yeah.
It's not bad. All right. So
These aliens don't like to get wet.
So Kitty and Julie, you own this store here.
Yes.
Not the Rusted Robot Comics and Collectible Shop.
No.
It's Jump City Comics and Collectibles.
It is indeed.
Josh, you're the maintenance man here at the mall.
I am.
Sherry, what do you do here? I manage the Atomic Cafe.
The Atomic Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
And isn't that the logo that you designed, Kitty?
Yeah.
That we talked about that time, all about logo design and how you wanted to be a logo design business person, but you said that was too much work.
Yeah. Yeah.
She does a fantastic job.
Oh no.
But don't tell anybody. Cute. It freaks her out.
We just told everybody.
Yes, all 24 listeners.
Yeah. We also told them she doesn't want to do it, so don't ask.
Yeah. Please don't ask me to do your art for you.
Unless you're paying real good.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But the thing is, nobody ever wants to pay, so.
For the Atomic Cafe, it kind of came about.
Naturally?
Yeah, we were just goofing around with ideas and just being silly, and she just sketched it out, and we loved it, so.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters, that you love it.
We loved it.
All right. So let's...
I showed some little old ladies today, and they said it was the most beautiful sign they've ever seen.
That is so sweet.
She said it's so happy.
I love little old ladies. They're so cute.
Yeah, they were
little old ladies actually like shark movies. Did you know that?
I was not aware.
Yeah, the Meg. They were coming in like all day, and they were all telling me, we're going to see the Meg. And I was like, oh yeah? Old lady after old lady. They all love sharks.
You know what?
Yeah, well, who doesn't love sharks?
The screening of the Meg that I went to see was actually filled with old ladies. So that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That's not surprising. Someday we'll be old, and we love shark movies.
Yeah, yeah. Secret society of old shark women.
Shark women.
The best thing about that movie for me was, Jason Statham.
Ah, yes.
Because he took his shirt off.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Totally.
You've been old since I've known you, though, love.
Yes, I've always been old, but eventually I'll look it.
You should have been born in the 50s. You've got that vibe.
No, I mean, well, yes, but what Josh means is that I creak.
Right.
Yeah.
You need
And
WD-40.
her hobbies are sitting down, drinking a cup of tea, and crocheting.
And being quiet.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I've never seen you be quiet.
Oh, well, it's because you're never around for when I'm doing my hobbies. It's hard to do a hobby while there's people there. You have to entertain them.
Right.
It's hard to be entertaining when you sit, drink tea, and are quiet.
True. And speaking of entertainment, I don't know if the microphone is picking it up, but there's laughter coming from the hallway. What's going on out there?
Magic the Gathering is going on right now. Currently, it is modern format, and they are possibly going to be changing the format.
Yeah, that's exciting.
It
They're going to have a
sounds
poll on our
exciting.
Facebook page soon.
Yeah.
What's your Facebook page so the listeners can find it?
Jump City on Facebook. I'm pretty sure
Jump City Comics.
Jump City Comics, yeah.
So facebook.com/JumpCityComics?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
We post all of our events on there.
Oh, so listeners, check that out, because that sounds fascinating and exciting.
Yeah. Speaking of events.
Don't pound the table. Don't pound the table. That microphone picks everything up.
Speaking of events.
Julie has never been on the podcast before. She doesn't know these things.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
She doesn't microphone well.
Anyway, speaking of events, there's going to be a Batman Day tomorrow. Batman Day on Saturday. It's going to be great.
So yesterday there was a Batman thing here at Jump City, and it was awesome.
Uh-huh. It's going to be great.
It was great.
It was great. Everyone got one comic book.
It will have happened to have been great. Okay, so breaking the fourth wall here, this podcast comes out Sunday the 16th, but this is actually Friday evening the 14th.
So we are in the past talking to the future people. Okay,
Yes.
sorry, future people.
Yes, because normally we record on a Saturday.
Hi, Robert.
Hi, Robert.
Robert just came in.
Hi,
and
Robert.
Say hi to the podcast, Robert.
Hey.
Say hi to the future people. They're there.
Yeah, they're
waiting
there in
for
the
you.
future.
All right, so this is the weirdest episode of the podcast we've ever recorded.
I don't think so.
You don't think?
I think we've had weirder.
We might have had weirder.
Well, you guys did.
It's only
You
just
drunk
started.
watched Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
And I walked in on it, and as a person who wasn't drunk, it was weird. You guys are weird. You're weird when you're drunk. You're weird when you're not drunk. You're extra weird when you're drunk and watching Ninja Turtles.
So we're just weird all around.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what I found actually? Editing podcast, I say, okay, so a lot.
You do.
I say that way too much. I need to come up with a better transition other than, okay, so,
Just leave out the
Yeah, I could do that. So what's really cool though is that as we're recording, the store is still active. People are coming in and out, and that's what the dinging of the door is.
Yes.
So we're actually live recording your business.
On
venture.
location.
On location.
Yeah.
Here at Jump City.
Yeah. The headquarters of the Rusted Robot podcast.
Exactly, that's correct. So normally we record on a Saturday, but we can't because Josh is going hunting for the week.
He's leaving us.
You're leaving tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. What time?
4?
4 in the morning.
Yes.
And when do you expect to return?
Friday night.
Friday night. Okay, so we will be able to record Saturday night again, or Saturday morning next time.
Yes, but I will have very little new information to partake.
Because you'll have been in the bush for a week.
Yes. Yeah. I will tell you about woods and trees.
Rocks and things?
Rocks and things.
Ooh.
Maybe the bears even.
Okay, speaking of bears, this week on my mail route, I was coming down the Bannerman Hill, and about 3 houses ahead of me was a big bear that came out of somebody's yard. And I was like, oh crap, what do I do? So I took a picture of it and took a video of it and posted it on Facebook.
Yes, that's what they teach you in bear safety.
Because what else do I do?
You get more views and shares for that.
160 people shared my video. So I made a post. I said, everybody shares the friggin' bear video, but nobody shares the podcast links. And then a bunch of people shared the podcast links. But,
Yeah. Well, hey, happy.
Hooray for guilt.
right? Yes. And then what happened today, I was delivering the mail, and I was walking between 2 buildings, not really paying attention. And I jumped out of my skin in fear because there was this great big thing ready to pounce on me, but it was a great big black cat Halloween decoration. But it scared the heck out of me.
Oh, well, it did its job then.
That would be scary because they are big like the bears.
It was
and
big.
they move
big,
too, don't they?
Yes,
it's an inflatable one?
It's inflatable. Its head had moved.
Yeah, its head moves.
I was barely paying attention. I was delivering the mail, listening to podcasts, and the bear had scared me the previous day. And there it was
so you
today.
turn around and there's a big black cat just, I'm going to die.
And I physically jumped, and I think I lifted off the ground too.
Yeah.
But nobody was around to see me. I checked.
I did the same thing last year for exactly the same reason, because it's large and it's black and it moves. And I also thought it was a bear, because here in Timmins, it's surrounded by bears all the time.
Yeah.
We have forest, but you can't really see the trees through all the bears.
You can't see the forest for the trees?
No, it's just bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of bears.
bears.
Actually, several people recorded bear sightings that day too. So.
Yeah.
Bears are good guys. I like bears.
My husband called me to the window.
They're
He
good
was outside. It was 11:30, and there's 3 walking down the lane. We saw them the year before as little cubs, tiny little cubs, 3 of them with their mama. We didn't see the mama this time, just 3. We heard her, though. She was off in the distance.
You know what really helps to scare them away?
Tell me.
Is those air horns.
I don't carry one with me.
Well, you should, because they're really small. Or those, you know the Dollarama clacker hands?
Yes.
For, like, birthday parties where they put them in grab bags because
Parents
people make
love 'em.
terrible decisions when they're picking out birthday party things, because they hand these things out and they have whistles and clackers and noisemakers, and then you give them to 20 kids and they're like, oh, what did we do?
Yeah, I know what we'll do for the party. We'll give them all recorders.
Yeah.
Genius.
Kazoo!
Yeah.
But yeah, so you get some of those party makers because bears hate parties.
Right, bears are party poopers.
Yeah, they are party poopers.
Because all they want to do is find a nice bed and eat porridge.
Yeah.
So.
They also don't like garbage bags when you like open it up and go like
the big pow noise that it makes.
Have the air go through it so it like expands really fast so it looks like you're growing.
Oh yeah.
It scares the bear.
I really can't carry all this stuff when I'm walking.
Well,
yes, you
garbage
can.
bag you could fold up and put it in
You
your
can buy
bag.
a bear banger.
I could.
Yeah, they're pen sized.
Are they?
It's just a big frying pan you hit them on the head with.
Yeah. This bear didn't even acknowledge me. He just.
Oh no, city bears don't care.
He didn't care. No, he just sauntered away.
City slicking
bears.
bears. They got places to be.
City bears
to pick through.
and dump bears are the most dangerous bears.
Oh yeah, the dump bears are scary.
Because they don't care about you.
They don't fear anything.
Wild dump bear.
You can, like, dump bears, a bear banger is like, oh, hey, look, a loud noise. Big deal. Right? They don't care about anything. You gotta hit them with rubber bullets to make them run away.
Huh.
Yeah, we had a big one. We turned a corner one year, Sonny and I, we were on our bikes, and there was this huge bear. I swear that his head was up by my head, like if I were standing beside him. He was huge. And he just stood there and watched us. It's like he was going to decide how he would react depending on how we reacted.
Right. That's scary.
Sonny said my knees were shaking so bad. But we kept trying to get its attention. I'm like, shut up!
Oh my gosh. it would be a disaster if I was walking with the dogs and a bear would, because I know that Mars would just run right towards it.
Oh, well, that's easy. He's very quick and very small. You just let him off his leash. He'll find his way back.
Maybe.
So, should we talk about pop culture since this is the Rusted
yes,
Robot
yes.
Pop Culture Podcast?
You mean you don't want to hear more about bears?
No, I'm all topped up.
There's some bears in
I'm sure we got lots of listeners just with the bear convo.
That was the hook.
Yeah.
That drew them all in.
Yeah, remember all the people who shared the bear video?
Yes. That's what everybody works at. You know, if you just have the bear on the podcast, everybody will listen to it.
Yeah,
just-
exactly.
That'll be your clickbait tagline, talking about bears.
Bearing it all.
Yeah.
Ooh, that just might be the episode title. I like it. I'm going to see if I can find a cartoon with a bear rubbing himself off with a towel.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes. All right. So, back to pop culture. I saw the first episode of Iron Fist finally.
Yeah.
And I've only seen the first episode.
Admit I have not.
You have not.
You mean season 1?
See episode
Season 2.
2.
I heard it's better, actually.
I don't know.
I couldn't. I watched one episode. I'm like, done.
But I did catch 2 Star Trek references in episode 1 of season 2. Did
Yes,
you?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so Alice Eve, who played Dr. Carol Marcus in Star Trek Into Darkness, was a character. And when Danny Rand meets up with Davos, his brother, the door number is 47.
47.
47. 47.
47.
47. 47.
47.
47.
47.
No!
On the street.
Ah.
See, weren't we talking about all the 47s in pop culture and all the stuff? And that's one of them.
They
And it could've-
intentionally put that there.
It could have been any number, Josh, but they're doing it on purpose.
Yeah. What was this? What was this? The one where he's delivering?
It's a
Not a clue.
Because you didn't care because it wasn't 47.
That's right.
Yeah, it's proprioception, man. You're seeing patterns that aren't there.
No, I think everything's just 47.
Humans are really good at seeing patterns that are or are not there.
Yeah. So you guys have not all seen Iron Fist?
I have.
Well, I have.
You've
I
seen the
saw
first episode?
most of the first season.
Most.
I've seen all of the
I
first
had a hard
season.
time getting
So
through it, but
this
yes.
season looks like it's we're gonna connive and betray and bleh. I don't want another intrigue and betrayal. And I saw the twist coming right off the hop. Like I saw him conniving. I was like, oh.
Him who?
Yeah, I don't care about
Davos?
spoilers.
Yeah. I saw him conniving. It's the first episode, so. And I'm like, And then I saw her. I'm like, oh, they're working together. That's it. I just knew right off the hop. I'm like, oh, they're working together.
Oh, well, yeah, it was a little bit obvious. But the martial arts is better this time.
Yes, because he's been practicing.
Also,
and he
like,
cut his hair.
When I saw him in Luke Cage, like I haven't seen the first episode, but I liked his character a lot more when he was in Luke Cage.
He's better when he has somebody to play off of.
Yeah, he seemed a lot more calm, collected, a little bit more settled in his environment.
That episode was meant to rehab the character.
Yeah.
Because everybody didn't like season 1.
Well, they did a good job.
So we'll see how this goes. Go on,
Correct me
Sherry.
if I'm wrong, but is he not the same actor that plays in Game of Thrones, Loras?
I don't believe so.
No.
He always
swear.
reminds me of Hyde from that
He looks
70s
like
show.
he looks so much like him.
But
I
he's not.
wanted to check.
It's
on
because he's
it, but I
scruffy and
never
has
did.
curly hair.
Yeah.
And little eyes.
That's right. Those hamster eyes that are so attractive. I love hamster eyes.
All right. I don't even know what to say about that.
All right, moving on.
Beady and shiny.
Moving on. Speaking of Netflix and all the good stuff that is Netflix, have you seen the trailer for the Chilling Tales of Sabrina?
Yes, it looks amazing.
Not yet.
How about we play it right here?
Oh yes.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy Happy birthday to you.
So that comes out October 26th on Netflix. What do you guys think of that trailer?
It looks sufficiently creepy.
It does look creepy, and especially when you play birthday music really quietly like that. In the
I
creep
think
voice.
it's any song that is regularly sang by small children.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and slow it down makes it super creepy.
It also reminds me of American Horror Story, which gets me hyped. Oh. I'm doing the hyped symbol where you
it brings
raise a roof.
the witchcraft back into Sabrina.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Sorry.
I'll tell you what. It certainly doesn't look like the Sabrina with Melissa Joan Hart that I grew up with.
No, it looks
thank God.
significantly darker. I actually really liked that one too. I liked
I just didn't like the actress, I guess.
Oh,
How could you not
I
like
loved
Melissa
it. It
Joan
was
Hart?
adorable.
I don't know. I
She's
have a hard time with her. And whatever, I try to get over it, but I don't know. Just
She's
Sherry hates her face. It's okay. I've accepted it.
Go on, Josh.
So she's a Christian actress now. She stars in a lot of
Oh.
Christian films.
I was not aware.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she was in God's Not Dead.
Oh.
Either one or two.
They met up with her on the red carpet with old school Zelda and Hilda, and they told her about the new Sabrina, and they sounded like not very happy about it. And then they're like, "Do you think you'll have an appearance on there?" And they're like, "Maybe." So like, I don't know if she's excited about the new release of Sabrina.
I double checked it. I'm right. He did play Loris
Yeah, did he?
in Game of Thrones.
Danny Rand played Loris
Yes.
in Game of Thrones.
Yes. It's been bugging me, and I finally
Well,
decided to check it.
Good connection. Look at that, Josh. Somebody brand new to the podcast doing research, which is a thing we don't normally do.
No, we don't do advanced research. Sometimes we go, hold on, and dive into our phones.
That is true. That is
Which
true.
is exactly what
I do
did.
advanced research beforehand.
But I thought,
No,
you
that's-
guys might know, but
That's a good catch. And Game of Thrones final season doesn't come out till next April, I believe.
too
April
long.
2019.
Too long. I didn't
didn't
watch
even-
it for the longest time. I didn't think I'd like it. And then I put it on one day because I had nothing to watch, and it was on Crave TV, which I have. And then I was hooked.
You blitzed right through it. Like, you didn't even...
I did. And the great thing is my husband enjoyed it as well. And we don't always enjoy watching the same things, so yeah.
Josh and I
I'm hooked.
seldom enjoy the same
To the
things.
point where, like, he'd watch ahead of me, and I'd be like, what? And then I'd go and look for spoilers, and he doesn't like spoilers at all.
Oh, yeah, you're a spoiler queen.
I love spoilers.
Yeah,
And
Sherry
he's
loves
like,
spoilers.
don't look for spoilers! And I'm all like, I won't tell you. I
Yeah.
just need to know.
All you do is you tell them, like, I will spoil the next episode if you watch ahead of me.
Because that's the thing you don't do.
Well, then
Josh watches ahead all the time. All the time.
All the time, Josh?
He watches ahead without me, and then he tells me whether or not he liked it, and based on whether or not he liked it, he'll just stop watching it, and because it was a show that we were watching together, I just stopped watching it.
Oh. Okay.
I never watch ahead on shows where we sit down to watch it together. I watch ahead on shows where I was watching it before and you joined me and you went, ooh, this is good.
That's fair. I would agree with that.
Well,
Because I don't watch ahead on Voltron.
What was the one, the Johnsons? Almighty Johnsons. We started watching that one together.
Nope. I watched the whole first season before I even told you about it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
The sad thing is, Sonny started watching them without me. Giving me crap for watching it ahead, and then he turns around and he couldn't help himself.
Huh.
But then he'd rewatch them with me, so no biggie.
No biggie. You know what is happening right now that we're not a part of? The world premiere of The Predator.
Yeah.
It opens today. Yeah, and we're not there to see it.
You gonna go to the theater tomorrow?
Probably not tomorrow.
Oh.
I've got D&D tomorrow night.
Oh, darn it.
Yeah, you can go. What time's your D&D game?
Like 7.
I can go for the 5 o'clock show.
Yeah, or the 3 o'clock show.
Yeah.
See what happens. I might go. You never know. Stranger things have happened.
busy.
And if
It's a good show.
Stranger Things, yes. And if I do go see Predator, I will record a little mini review of it and then put it in right here. But if not, then that'll be next week's show or whenever I see it. So, all good. And what else are we going to talk about? What else we got?
I saw a preview for season 2 of Stranger Things on YouTube. They're still playing ads for it. Which is weird.
Because season 2 came out last year already.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I did at the end of last week's episode? I put in the preview for season 3 of Daredevil, which comes out, I think, in December.
That's too far away.
When does it come out?
I believe December, but I don't think there's an exact date that we're
That's
aware
okay,
of.
I'm rewatching through them.
Is everybody here a fan of Stranger Things?
Love it.
How could you not be a fan of Stranger Things?
So yes?
Yes.
Okay, so are you guys aware that there's a comic coming out?
No, but since we're here at a comic book shop, Jump City Comics and Collectibles, why don't you tell us about it?
There's a Stranger Things comic book coming out. Should be soon, actually. And do you remember when Will was stuck in the Upside Down in season 1?
He was stuck in the Upside Down in season 1 the whole time, pretty much.
Yeah, like the whole time?
The whole time.
Did you ever wonder how he survived?
Not really.
You just didn't really care because you were too engrossed in all the rest of it, right?
That must have been what it was.
But, like, this is a small boy in a weird alternate
Reality.
parallel reality,
Yeah,
right?
I always wondered, how did he eat?
With
Well,
all
yeah.
kinds of creatures.
And it's
too.
With all
cold.
kinds of creatures after him, and like the weird dust stuff going in his chest all the time. These are going to be the adventures of Will in the Upside Down.
Will?
Oh,
In the Upside Down.
Yeah.
Is that what the name of the
Sign me
thing
up.
is?
No, it's called Stranger Things.
Julie, sign me up.
Okay, I'll get some.
Must have.
The artwork's beautiful. The covers are neat. Yeah, it looks like a really great horror.
Speaking of comic books that you were supposed to have signed me up for, did you sign me up for, which should have come out sometime this month, if not already, the Transformers Star Trek The Original Series crossover 4-event comic book? Do you have any of those here? Have they come
I
out yet?
ordered those, but they haven't come out yet.
Okay, because I believe September is when they're supposed to come out, and we're in the middle of September.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that might happen.
Yeah, I ordered the variant covers and regular covers.
You know what? I like me some variant covers.
They're really nice. There's one that's a panoramic joining cover one, so it'll connect to the other ones.
Ooh, that's fancy.
Yeah.
That's pretty special. And so that should be coming out soon.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Yeah.
And it's going to be in my file.
Yeah, it's the animated version of the Star Trek characters, and they're meeting the animated Transformers. So,
Yeah.
should be fun.
Yeah, we talked about that a few months ago on the podcast, and I've been eagerly anticipating it all this time, and I can't wait for it to come out, and I'm so glad you ordered it.
Yeah.
If anybody needs things ordered that they know about comic-wise, and they're here locally in town, they should come here to Jump City, and Julie or Kitty will hook them up.
Heck yeah, we will.
'Cause
That's what we do.
Because you guys rock, right?
That's right.
And you'll tell us.
And we'll tell you. We also have a really great catalog you guys should check out. It's online. It's called previewsworld.com, and it shows you all of the stuff that's available to order that month. So check that out.
Check
and then
that out.
contact us on our Facebook page.
Yeah, do that. And speaking of other things you can check out, the Rusted Robot podcast, as well as my other podcast, the Soul Forge podcast, is on the ESO Podcast Network. And there are so many great podcasts on that network. Let's play a promo for one of those shows right now.
Hey there, folks. My name is JC Delatorre.
And I'm Rita Delatorre.
And we are Transmissions from Atlantis, an original member of the ESO network. And we are excited to tell you all about our podcast.
Well, it's everything science fiction, fantasy, horror.
And every single episode will have a segment of Doctor Who. Let's give everybody a taste.
I have my 2 minutes.
Yes.
Okay then. So no interrupting.
Go ahead.
Fine.
You're using up your 2 minutes.
Shut up. You're interrupting me. Stop it.
You're now up to 50 seconds. This was worse than Kill the Moon.
It was not worse than
I
Kill
would
the Moon.
take the moon as an egg before I would take a bunch of trees, sprout up overnight, save the earth, and then magically... And where did the trees go? Where did the trees go? Yes, Transmissions from Atlantis.
Class.
Classy, sci-fi, pop culture discussions. Check us out, transmissionsfromatlantis.com.
And doesn't that just make you want to check out that other podcast on the ESO network?
Yes, indeedy do.
So interesting. I'm totally going to wash my dishes and listen to that.
Oh,
what's that, Sherry?
My husband's calling.
Hi, this is Cena Grace, the artist of The Little Depressed Boy, and you are listening to the Rusted Robot podcast.
Wow. Okay.
This is the craziest episode.
This is the craziest episode ever. even know how I'm going to edit this, and maybe I'm not going to edit it at all, and I'm just going to leave it like this and just put in a few random clips because
It can't be worse than the drunk one.
it can't be worse than the drunk one.
You slapped a beginning, you slapped an end, you let it go.
I couldn't really edit it out because we're watching a movie and people are supposed to be watching a movie along with it. So, yeah, you can't edit out the
Did
silence.
you bleep?
No.
Because I thought we swore.
I think I put an E
Yeah,
on
you
the
guys,
front.
you guys swore.
Because we were drinking. We had been having some alcoholic beverages, and loose lips sink ships. And
That means you're going to tell secrets, though.
oh, okay. So we just said bad
Did you
words.
give away secrets?
You know what? That was episode 200. This is episode 215. That's like 3 months ago. Can't remember. No idea. I wish I was drunk right now, actually. So, okay, so there's my transition, which I need to figure out a new one for. Canada ranked the second best country for surviving a zombie apocalypse. We even beat the United States. So this is an article I came across this week, and I thought we could talk about it because we love zombies here at The Rusted Robot. And I'm just going to read the article because it's short. Yes, you read that right. Canada ranks second among a list of countries that are most likely to survive a zombie apocalypse. A group of analysts from the Zombie Research Society, yes, it's really a thing, evaluated various countries with populations over 5 million and determined which ones were most equipped to handle a zombie pandemic. They took into consideration several factors, including population density, climate, topography, gun ownership rate, military capability, natural resources, and public infrastructure. According to the study, the top 10 safest countries during a zombie pandemic are... Okay, you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Count it down.
1.
No, the other way.
10.
Aw.
Yeah, you got it right, Julie. Sweden.
Okay, makes sense.
9.
Argentina.
8.
Finland.
7.
Norway.
4?
6.
I don't know. I came out. I don't know what's going on.
Bolivia. Say 5.
5?
Kazakhstan.
4.
Russia.
3.
United States.
2.
Canada.
1.
Is Australia. And the article finishes off. They described Canada as follows. Though its 35 million residents are packed along a thin strip at the country's southern border, gun ownership is common and there's plenty of room to head north when the stuff hits the fan. See what they had to say about other countries here. You can also watch their video below. So that's on the Facebook page for the Rusted Robot. Everybody can check it out and see more about it.
Yeah.
But we're number 2, guys.
So
We're number 2. We're number 2.
I used to console myself with the thought that if there was a zombie apocalypse in the middle of winter, they would just all freeze.
Yeah,
They'd
they'd be.
just they'd freeze, and then we could throw them in a fire and burn them all.
They become
that would follow them, though.
corpuscles.
Yeah,
but
you gotta
then they'd be
smash their
burning.
head.
Well, first we'd smash their heads in, and then we'd burn them.
First we'd smash their heads
So
in.
I disagree with their assessment of Canada. Not their end assessment, but their initial assessment.
Tell me more.
So while gun ownership is prevalent, it's more prevalent amongst the rural population away from that strip down south.
Yes, that's true.
So that strip down south is got the same survival rate as the United States.
Yeah, probably.
So the zombies can eat all the people in the south.
Yeah, there's
and
no
we're safe up here in the
there's
north.
no heading north. Most of those people do not have the survival skills in an end time situation. Some do, most certainly. There are people that have both taken training and are from more rugged terrain, but most suburbanites do not have the skill set.
I know some that can't get out of a roundabout.
Roundabouts suck. That would be me.
We're gonna get eaten by zombies, guys! I'm running out of gas and we're still stuck in the roundabout!
I hate roundabouts. Seriously, they suck.
They would be the worst.
I have people that are surprised, like, you're going for a whole week? I'm like, yeah.
Oh, this is about his forest adventure with the hunting and the rough grouse.
Who's surprised that you're going for a week?
Several people I know from down south.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they're like, but
Not in a hotel?
no, they're just surprised, like, well, you're going to spend a couple days in the tent, but then you're going to come back. No.
He
But-
just makes an Eeyore house.
Well, kind of. He has a little pop-up tent, and he has a little cot, and he's bicycling out there, and he's bicycling back, and he's bringing all of his supplies with him on a little trailer.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah. So, like, he could survive a zombie apocalypse, because, like, you know, most people don't even hunt without a truck up here, so, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You can never have enough rope. My single biggest survival tip, you can never have enough rope.
Is that right?
More rope.
More rope.
More rope, more better.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Tell me about this rope. Why is it so great?
Well, you can use it in a number of different situations.
Yeah, like I'm going out for a week and I'm not even that far from town and I'm bringing 200 feet of rope.
How many feet?
200 feet.
200 feet.
Yeah.
Well, he has to like tie all of his food up in a tree so a bear won't get it.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
You can
they
use
climb trees, don't they? Well,
Yes, but you hang it.
You hang it between
so that they
two,
wouldn't
so
be
they
able
can't get
to-
to it.
yeah,
And they won't smell it as much if it's up high.
Oh, they still smell it. They just can't get to
Oh,
it. Bears have great noses.
Uh-oh.
Back to the bears, huh?
It's always back to the bears.
The bears.
It's
We
like Back
love
to the
bears.
Future, but
They're good guys.
Okay.
We could feed zombies to the bears.
Yes. Then we'd have
Zombie bears!
Stop pounding the table.
table.
You're not going to be able
I'm
to come here
scared.
anymore. That's hard to edit out, and it hurts the listeners' ears.
Oh, sorry, guys.
It's about the listeners.
Sorry,
They're
Yeah.
She
poor
can't
ears.
help it with her giant, like, puffy
Don't do it again.
kitty cat hands.
She almost did it again.
Your sister has poor impulse control.
I think
Yes.
we might have to take
Oh,
the
yes.
table away from Julie.
Uh-oh.
And we were talking about zombears, and then she hit the table.
Yeah.
They are scary. You don't want a zombie on your tail.
No, you definitely
Almost
don't.
everything we've seen, though, through all of media, zombie animals are never a thing except in that one Resident Evil.
Also, in Zoo, the movie.
Oh, I've never seen Zoo.
Yeah.
I saw Downsizing.
Oh, was it good? Did you like it?
I didn't mind it, actually.
Ah, well, I really wanted to see it, too.
I thought you did see it and said I wouldn't like it.
I saw the preview for it.
I was talking to a different couple, not you guys.
Thanks, I'm glad I'm interchangeable with your other friends.
Well, I talked to you guys so much that I was thinking that. Yeah, no, it was another couple.
You just
It wasn't.
like import Josh and Katie. These are the cool ones. I must have been hanging out with them, obviously.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sure that's how you thought of it.
That was my mistake.
Not
You
all
guys,
my friends are interchangeable.
You guys didn't tell me about downsizing. The other people did,
See, if we
and
were
they said I wouldn't like it.
if we were all the size of hamsters like they were in downsizing, it would solve a lot of problems.
Including overpopulation.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it wouldn't.
It would.
There is not an overpopulation problem with the Earth.
Well,
the Earth can sustain much more people than we have on it currently.
But we shouldn't have any more. We
But
have
we'd
enough.
live under a dome much easier.
Oh, yes, Julie loves the idea of living under a series of geodesic domes.
Who doesn't?
And I
This
think
could
it's a
just
really
be-
good idea,
Yeah.
actually.
No more
Could
snow
just-
shoveling.
Just one dome for that. Like, it would just be...
No, we'd have to live
No
under a
snow
series for it to
shoveling.
make sense.
Yeah, but if we're all hamster size, it could just be...
Ah, yes, if we were all hamster size, it could be just one dome.
So there's
Will
the
we
problem
have
with
to
the
run in a
ectothermic
hamster
reactions.
Wheel? That would be horrible.
No, but we would all have hamster eyes.
So if you take a piece of matter of X volume
Uh-huh.
and shrink it down, keeping all the matter the same, just compressing it, it's going to burn up. You can't just compress things like that.
Burn.
Yes, burn.
You'd have to-
You compress anything, it generates heat.
You'd have to use the Heisenberg compensators.
No technical battle.
Oh crap!
Okay, but like, that's the one thing for this particular science fiction scenario that you're just gonna have be a given,
That's
right?
The, that's
There's always one thing that is the given.
Yep. Suspend your
Sometimes
disbelief.
two.
Yeah,
He can't.
this is poorly executed.
No, he
Have
can't.
you seen the
is
movie?
it like the time when the water was freezing at such a rapid rate, but it was also raining and they had no helmets on? That was the worst.
Lost
That
in
was-
Space?
Yeah, it was so bad. Josh and I were having the hardest time watching it. We're like, oh, this is really bad sci-fi. It can't rain if it's that cold, but it was. And the hole was filling back up with water, but it shouldn't have been freezing that. Anyway, we went over this before.
Yeah, that's a whole other episode. So, have you seen Downsizing, Josh?
I've watched part of it, and then I flipped a table and walked away.
Okay, that sounds about right.
He can't suspend.
He can't suspend his disbelief, but you know what you can suspend your disbelief for? The classic original show with Sean and Seamus, coming soon to a podcast app near you. Here's the promo that Seamus put together for us. I'm going to play it right here.
Have you heard of the classic original show? Well, this is it.
Hey there, it's Sean from Timmins, Ontario, Canada.
Greetings, Seamus from Michigan City, Indiana.
Hi, Sean Vanderloo here. I'm the host of the Rusted Robot podcast and the Soul Forge podcast.
Hey guys, it's Seamus. I host Chewed Gum Tuesdays with Mary, MMA Pit Podcast, crime and movies, and a bunch of other stuff.
It's the classic original show.
This show is a comedy featuring Sean and Seamus. Canada meets Indiana. Tune in for a good laugh at DramaCityProductions.com, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and soon to be iTunes. Drop those iTunes reviews, guys. We're going to be here all the time. Thank you!
My name is Boris, and I am your Russian lover. I am Russian, but I am in no hurry. And you guys haven't heard it, but you will when you listen back to the episode, because I don't have that email on my phone. But it's going to be great, and you're going to love it. And that's going to be the Classic Original Show, a new comedy podcast coming from Sean and Seamus.
I do not believe it, although my belief has been suspended.
See, exactly. That's how it's supposed to work. It's almost like we practiced this, but we haven't.
No.
So there we go. All right. So speaking of other stuff that I know. Okay. So yes, I know. I got to stop doing that, but it's like a habit that is just ingrained in me or something. Henry Cavill, is he or is he not leaving the Superman role in the DC extended movie universe? Yes or no? Debate.
From what I've read, he is. He's leaving it.
Oh, that makes me sad.
I've read he is, and then I've read that he's not, and then it was just a gag and a hoax, and now maybe it's real again, and we don't know.
Well, I hope it's a gag as someone who likes Superman. I really liked him.
Yeah, he looked really good as Superman. Like, he acted the most Superman-y, in my opinion.
No, that'd be Christopher Reeve.
No.
Yeah.
That's your opinion.
I love Christopher Reeves.
Oh.
It's Travis. Hi, Travis.
Say hi to the podcast, Travis.
Hi.
Say hi to the podcast, Diego.
Oh, Diego. Oh, my God. I didn't recognize you.
He's a grown-up now.
Oh, you're making me feel old. Oh.
I don't know any of these people, but they're here at the store buying some stuff.
Travis is a local wizard.
Yeah, I've seen Travis around quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magical Travis.
Magical Travis.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And who's the other guy?
Diego.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Diego started magic when he was, what? How old were you?
12?
11, 12?
He was 13 or 14.
12, because when I used to...
We know things about Diego and his life.
Yeah, poor Diego. We're
sorry.
stalkers. But he started when he was 12, I think.
Very cool. And you can be a
and
part...
I haven't seen him in a while, and he's like a young man.
He's all grown up now.
He's all grown up.
Do you have a case of the vapors? Oh, my.
No, I just feel old.
Oh, okay. All right. And if you guys lived in Timmins, you could be a part of the geek community here at Jump City Comic Books and Collectibles. It would be awesome. You could come in, make the doorbell ring, and be on the podcast, too.
Yeah, you could be like Travis or Diego.
Yeah. Yeah, or the other guy who was here earlier, Robert. And if you can't be here in Timmins, what you can do is leave a 5-star review for the podcast in the iTunes store or the podcatcher of your choice, because that's always appreciated. Tell your friends about the podcast.
Okay, so...
back to Superman.
He was an okay Superman.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of his first movie, he was an okay Superman. Before that, he was a whiny guy, and I didn't like him.
Whiny, he barely spoke.
He was a whiny guy.
He looked good, and that's all that matters, though.
No, it's not.
It's how you look. That's what my mom tells me.
I don't understand.
All that.
How you look. He barely spoke.
Yeah, it's true. Like, he was sad a lot, and that's like...
He was a mopey guy.
We like Superman because he's optimistic and happy.
He is the Boy Scout. He's the ultimate Boy Scout. Christopher Reeves, really good. Dean Cain, really good. Dean Cain was a fantastic Superman.
Dean Cain was a really good Superman.
The New Adventures of Lois and Clark.
I really, really like his iteration of Superman and Clark were great.
He's very wholesome.
Yeah.
I still enjoy.
I don't care.
Yeah,
well,
I found he's really turned it around. Like, he still needs better writing and better direction, but like
he was better in Justice League.
Yeah.
He was more like the Boy Scout.
Mm-hmm.
But they had to convolute that story to bring him back to life because they didn't know what they were doing. And because of that whole thing was garbage. It was a garbage
I feel
fire.
bad because sometimes you have good actors that are good for the role, and then they get stuck with poor writing.
Yeah, they just dealt a bad hand.
And it's like, there's only so much they can recover that,
Yeah, it's true.
But I enjoy him regardless of the broodiness.
So where are we going to rank the Supermans? We have George Reeves, we have Christopher Reeve, we have Dean Cain, we have
Brandon
Routh, and we have Henry Cavill.
And the guy from Supergirl.
Right. Yeah, I guess we'll count him too. Cause
He's a pretty good one, actually.
He's not bad. I like him.
His chemistry with Supergirl is really good.
Yeah.
he hasn't been in a lot of episodes, though.
No, because it's Supergirl's show. You don't want Superman there in every episode.
Because then it would be Superman.
It would be.
Or the Super Family.
Right.
Super fam. Oh, that's a good show. Do that. Listen to me, DC out there in the DC
So are
world.
we-
I'm sure
are we
DC
doing-
is listening to the Rusted Robot
I
podcast.
hope so.
He's listening to my.
They need
they're
some better
listening
ideas.
to my phone.
So who we got? We got Christopher Reeve as the definitive Superman.
He's tops.
I have never seen the George Reeves ones from the 50s, so I can't say. Have you seen any of that?
They're 50s writing, so
I kind of like them. They're cheesy and silly.
they're cheesy and silly, but they don't.
You don't capture it.
They're closer to Silver Age.
Yeah,
And yeah.
I kind of like it.
So do
I
we-
also like Max Fletcher Superman. I know this
Yes.
is like animated,
Agreed.
but like he's great. It's very racist though, so
Oh.
remember.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true.
Like so,
The
I don't like it
Rusted-
because of that.
The Rusted Robot
It's bad.
podcast does not
Racism's
condone racism
Yeah.
or any of its affiliated activities.
it's just the cartoon is good,
Yeah.
even though it's because it's from a different time when people were dumb.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
didn't realize how terrible
They were.
it was.
You have to realize the context it's in.
So let's do our ranking. We've got Christopher Reeve as number 1.
Clearly.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
the one we base all other comparisons on.
Who's number 2?
I'd go Dean Cain.
Okay. And then are we going to do
I do Henry myself.
Henry or Brandon or George?
Brandon? No, the guy from Supergirl, then Brandon, and then...
Then 50s and then Cavill?
No, the 50s, then the guy that does the birthday parties. The guy outside the Grauman's Chinese Theater.
Well, if we got Max Fletcher in there, we should put in Bruce.
Yeah, Max...
Bruce,
then
Bruce
him.
Timm's.
So Cavill is last.
Bruce Timm's
Yeah.
Superman is also
So
really good.
basically,
Yes,
we
I
all
agree.
agree that Christopher Reeves is number one.
Yeah. Then that's really all that
After
matters.
that,
Animated version is so good.
Too much crosstalk, guys.
Sorry.
I only have one microphone.
Oh.
You're making me sound angry on my podcast, and
Are
I'm
you
not
sh-
an angry man.
We could get another
harder.
microphone and plug it into headphones, and then you'll feel better.
You know what? I just might. Hey, so earlier this week, it was revealed that Swamp Thing will be using practical effects for its title character, and now we might know who will be under the suit. Bloody Disgusting recently confirmed that Derek Mears has been cast as the Swamp Thing monster in the upcoming DC Universe television series. According to their reporting, Mears will be playing the physical embodiment of Swamp Thing, while a different actor is expected to play the human counterpart, Alec Holland.
See, this is exciting. You know why?
Tell me.
Because it's going to be horror. It's going to be like Alan Moore's horror version of Swamp Thing. So it's going to be really great. There's going to be a lot of like...
Well, we're hoping it will be.
Yeah, like he said it's inspired by that. So hopefully it's as good as that. He's written, like the guy that's doing this, he's worked on that horror show. It's what is it called? That's about the doll. She's a scary doll.
Annabelle.
Annabelle Creations and Annabelle other things. Anyways, he's a good guy for that, and it looks cool.
Yeah, Annabelle looked really good. So if it's the same guy, it's gonna be.
If it's gonna be a scary time.
I don't watch supernatural horror movies. I'll watch torture porn like Saw, but I won't watch.
He's
Like
John's
Saw,
a psychopath. Just saying.
and Hostile in those movies. That's what he means by that.
I
That's
don't
gross.
like.
But-
No,
The Hills
like we
Have Eyes.
understand what you mean. We don't
Terrible.
like those movies.
Terrible.
I like them better than supernatural things, which
Do
are
you?
oh, that's stupid, scary stuff.
Oh,
I
I
won't
love
watch any
things
of
that are scary and spooky and thrillery
I
and
like
have
campy horror.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing also about Alan Moore's stuff is because it's also very poetic and beautiful. Like that's something you guys should totally check out if you're into like intellectual, otherworldly.
If you're smart.
Stuff.
If you're smart and like spooky supernatural things.
Yeah, that's right.
I like the Swamp Thing things when it's super trippy, psychedelic, crazy.
Kind of campy.
No. The crazy.
Oh, the crazy
the psychedelic, acid trippy, astral plane, nature weirdness.
Yeah. The cool thing about him is, like, okay, so when Alan Moore was writing the book, he wanted to get into the mind of Swamp Thing. And he filled his bathtub up with mud and vines, twigs and leaves and moss and bugs and everything. And he just sat in there. And he got into, like, the feel of what it was to be Swamp Thing.
What an odd man. He
is.
sounds fantastic.
He's a chaos magic magician.
Travis and Diego have left us.
Yes.
For those keeping score at home.
Yeah. They all do.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
No. I prefer the campy horror.
Yeah. Like, who knows? It might be good, it might be awful. We'll see.
If you guys make me watch a scary movie, I will probably
No, it's going to be a TV show, so it can't be that scary.
Well, the most scary I could do is like supernatural level scary.
I was at Walmart the other day, and I bought...
That's scary.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. But the original Halloween was on sale on Blu-ray for $8, so I picked it up. Is that something you would watch?
No, I have watched it.
That's not even scary.
It's a slasher film.
I watched that as a
I
child.
am not scared.
That explains a lot, Kitty.
Well, yeah, you know what?
We
watched
watched
a
all
lot
kinds.
Of, yeah.
I'm a big chicken. I admit it freely. I'm a big chicken. My husband and my sister made me go see the new Evil Dead. Oh, how horrible!
Ugh, yeah, I feel sorry for you.
I had a hoodie on that day, and it was over my head, over my eyes, my
Well,
fingers,
see,
in my ears.
South Park?
Oh my god!
You can't do that.
But I
You,
did.
you can't cover your eyes in a horror film.
Oh, it's
that
horrible.
makes things worse.
Well, yeah, because
your mind reaches out ahead of you,
my
trying to
husband
figure out
was
what.
like, "Watch the movie," and he's knocking me. So I take my fingers out of my ears. I look just in time to see some girl cut off her arm and walk around saying, "I feel much better now," and I'm like, "No, it's horrible." I that will never erase itself from my memory. I don't ever want to watch anything like it again. I'm a big chicken. I am.
I just feel sorry because it's a bad film.
Oh,
I like scary movies.
Horrible.
I like being a little bit scared. I've always liked being a little
I don't mind being a little spooked. I like The Conjuring. You know, that was spooky, but it wasn't horrifying.
Yeah. Thrillers, suspense, those are okay.
Yeah,
But when it's like, super gross and gory.
Well,
then it's like
yeah,
too
when
much.
when it's just about like watching things hack other things or
unless it's animals eating people.
Oh yeah, but that's different.
Yeah.
There's something more scary about one
sentient being.
species injuring the same thing of its own species on purpose.
Yeah.
It's unsettling.
Yeah.
But I think that's why it's scary. But watching things like Saw, I just can't.
You just can't even?
Nope.
I can't even.
Nope.
Okay.
It's like there's not enough. I don't know if it makes sense to say this, but like it's like there's not enough story to fill that much of a movie.
There was.
I know what the premise of it was, but I feel like there should have been more to the story. Like there should have been other facets to it where it wasn't just like, and then this person gets killed in this way, and then this person gets killed in this way.
Sometimes that's enough.
And it's all
Well, but that's just like, look at this gross thing, and this is another gross thing, and this is another gross thing, and I'm like, okay, but like, when does the story change? Does it change at all? Are we gonna see any progression in the storyline? And it just doesn't move enough for me. I like when there's other things that happen.
Okay.
Or like, you know how when you watch a show, there's like more than one storyline going
Like
at
the
the
A
same
and the B
time.
plots.
Yeah, and then
Right.
sometimes they like merge together, or other
Sometimes.
times they don't. But like, there's
Sometimes.
more to it.
I do know. I do
Yeah.
know. Did you know that Kate Beckinsale has said she's not going to be in any more Underworld movies?
Really?
That was the news from the Geekosphere this week.
They
She
love
said that
her.
before and then did another one. So.
Yeah. She just wants them to put some more zeros on that contract.
The
Her
problem
husband,
with
I
those
think,
films, they're losing cohesion.
Yeah, I always feel like I'm missing some part of the story because it's
Like,
not quite there.
You've watched all of the movies, but you're like,
What am I missing?
Something happened here.
Like there's a whole backstory
Like
that you know.
a time jump that happens between was it Awakenings and the second one?
Yeah, and sometimes they fill it in, but not quite enough. It's like they forgot to, or like maybe they edited things out.
Yeah,
and
important
maybe
things.
it was important things that
Or
shouldn't
they
have been
couldn't get
edited
the actor to sign a contract because he was busy doing something else, so they had to kind of like superimpose his face on someone
Scheduling
else
conflicts.
in very brief moments.
Yeah.
We got to meet one of the actors from one of the Underworld movies,
What was his name?
Chris Holden-Reed.
Hey there, I'm Chris Holden-Reed from Lost Girl, and you are listening to the Rusted Robot Podcast. Enjoy.
And he was a very fine gentleman.
Yeah.
Super nice guy.
He's a werewolf all the time.
Right.
He's always a werewolf.
Always.
Apparently he'd like to be a magic user,
Oh, very cool.
but he's a werewolf.
Oh.
He's hairy.
I wonder if he could be a magic werewolf.
He'd be a magic werewolf.
He could
Well,
be
he
anything.
should get to be a magic werewolf.
He should be. Yeah. So, guys, thanks for being on the podcast. 2 new people here, Julie and Sherry. Although your voice clips have been used in the past, you're now officially members of the inner circle of the Rusted Robot.
Oh, cool. Do we get a club ring? Like one of those high-quality plastic rings?
I can club you with a ring, yes.
Yeah, it's in the mail.
It's in the mail.
Yeah, it's coming. So, you got anything else, Josh?
No, I got nothing else on tap today.
That's it? Okay, you're a store owner. You must have some kind of cool...
I'm a store owner. Do I have some kind of cool thing?
Yeah. Just come to my store and buy some stuff?
Yeah. That's always a thing.
I got some things. If you like Sabrina, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, that is, there's a whole other Archie horror verse, and it's amazing. I love it. There's Afterlife with Archie, which started it all, and it's where Reggie runs over Hot Dog, Jughead's dog, and kills him. And then Jughead runs to Sabrina's house and says, "Please bring my dog back to life." And she's like, no, you're not supposed to even know I'm a witch. And then eventually she gets convinced and resurrects Hot Dog. And Hot Dog is no longer Hot Dog. So he bites Jughead. And that's where it all begins. And then there's also Jughead's the Hunger, which is incredible. I love it. Jughead is always hungry, as you know. And now he is a werewolf. And he has to deal with trying to not eat his friends. Anyway.
These are all comic books you can buy here at this store.
Oh, and there's Vampironica, also amazing. She's been born to be a vampire because, like, she's an aristocrat. She lives in a big mansion on the hill, and she's got long black hair. Yeah, she's great.
She makes a great
That
vampire.
does sound great. And I wish this had been a video podcast, because look at all the cool comic books and graphic novels and statues and action figures and backpacks and stuffed animals and other things. But anyway, we don't have any more time for that. I just want to thank you all again for coming by the store and being on my podcast. And I guess it's our podcast, Josh. It's our podcast, right? Is it my podcast? Is it your podcast? Is it our podcast? Does it matter?
I don't know. I say our podcast.
Yeah, sometimes I say ours, sometimes I say mine.
Because like I've been on enough episodes sequentially.
Yeah, you have.
His name's on the business card.
That's true. I did put his name on the business card.
So yeah,
it's our podcast, and then we have our acolytes, our
And the
hangers
Rust.
on, and the Rust.
Hey, this is Dr. Trek, Larry Nemechek, and you're listening to The Rusted Robot with Sean and Josh and the Rust.
No, clearly I am the guest star.
Clearly.
Sorry.
You're a member of the Rust.
I am the Rust.
Yeah. Anyway, listeners, I hope you made it through this far. If not, I don't blame you, but if you did, congratulations.
But who are you talking to then if they didn't make it this far?
Somebody's listening to the end.
Somebody's listening to the end, but they didn't stop listening.
Maybe they don't have arms.
Oh no!
And I couldn't turn it off, and yeah, okay. Anyway, do all the stuff that I always tell you to do, and remember, spend your life doing strange things with weird people, like we're doing here. This has been another episode of the Rusted Robot Podcast. You can contact us by emailing therustedrobot@gmail.com or tweeting us at therustedrobot. Visit our website at therustedrobot.podbean.com. And, if you would, please check us out and like us on Facebook. A 5-star review in iTunes is appreciated. The Rusted Robot Podcast was written, produced, scored, edited, engineered, and directed by Sean Vanderloo. Your co-host was Josh Montney. Don't forget to visit Jump City Comics in the 101 Mall and listen to our other show, the Soulforge Podcast. Visit Sean on Twitter and Instagram at Darth Vaderloo.
The Rusted Robot Podcast. Think about it.
So at Zombie Research Society, we took a look at every country with a population over 5 million and rated them based on their zombie survivability. Australia comes in at the top spot, primarily because it has very low population density, large areas of land that fleeing people can escape to. It also has the world's largest moat around it. In the 1919 Spanish flu, Australia was able to keep out the infection for a long time because essentially they just closed their ports. Meanwhile, 25 million people were dying around the world. The Australians stayed healthy. Apply that to a zombie outbreak and they're in pretty good shape. Second is Canada. Canada has a large population base grouped very close to the United States border, but they have got tons of land above there. On top of that, if zombies freeze in cold weather, which is theorized that they probably do, you want to be someplace that it's cold. Canada's got a lot of cold. In the third spot is the United States. The United States has the highest population density of any country in the top 10, but it also has by far the highest gun ownership rate. We're all driving around giant SUVs with shotguns. I like our odds. And if those top 3 countries aren't an option, some other good spots to be are Russia. Tons of land, battle-tested people. South America, I'd go to Bolivia, or Argentina works. Sweden, Switzerland, Finland, all great choices. And despite what Borat says, Kazakhstan is actually a good place to be. Again, we looked at these countries with population over 5 million and based it on population density, natural resources, public health infrastructure, military preparedness, gun ownership rate, dozens of factors to figure out which countries are the safest.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping through Amazon.com or the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.